Assalamu alaikum, fam. Hope you're doing well. Just got back from a long walk, pretty tired, but I have some coconut cream pie waiting for me in the fridge. Alhamdulillah. So, I want to talk to you today about, these reaction videos. And I want you to think about something. Imagine there was two people, one a non-Muslim and one a Muslim. And they went to the town square every day to hear someone recite the Quran, and then they began to cry or act emotional, and people threw pennies at them, some form of coin payment. And the first time they got a bunch of coins in their, little box, right? Then next day you're walking to go buy some fish at the market, and you see the same people there doing it again. Then a third time, you see it, a fourth time, a fifth time, and then you begin to realize the more they do it, the more it becomes a habit, and the more it becomes a habit, the less genuine it becomes, and the more they can cue their emotions on demand, just like an improv actor does, right? And would you trust somebody who earns money by acting emotional to something religious where they get coins tossed at them? And then if you saw people flocking to these actors, these performers, would you trust their measurement of someone's character? Right? How would you feel if you saw a wise sheikh? He has two people sitting listening to him, while the performer, emotional, professional career crier has 300. Wouldn't you feel this sense of something isn't right here? Now, the reason why I do the comparative thing of saying tossing coins is because that is like pennies on the dollar of ad revenue that a click gets on YouTube. And some of these videos have multiple ads. Some of them have ads you can't skip. And this is a form of tossing coins at someone, incentivizing them to continue that. And in order for them to continue that, they need to keep up that emotional reaction. And when someone has gotten the taste of money for something as easy as fake emotions, well, this can corrupt them and corrupt their morality. Okay? This is a whole genre, and when a genre has been created, this is how you know corruption has seeped into that market. I only have two emotional things around Islam. One positive, one kind of neutral negative, out of over 4,000 videos. Okay? And those are the kind where you don't know it's coming. You don't sit down and make a clickbait thumbnail and make the title all fancy. No. Right? So, I really want you to think about this, because this is this thing that others have spoken about. I think there comes a level to where it gets super creepy. Now, think of this further. If a non-Muslim wants Muslims to toss coins at them for money, he's having a weird relationship with the Muslims. And why do Muslims toss coins at people who are taking their religion as a sort of income, a sort of way to kind of mock the faith and manipulate its followers and to leech off of them so he can line his pockets, him or her? Now, if a Muslim did it, isn't that sort of against what I'm starting to learn about this hayat towards Allah, where those of us in the past who were better than us, they didn't make public displays of crying and unity? And would any decent Muslim in the past cry for money? Would they stand with their begging bowl and say, "Put coins in my bowl, I'm an emotional reciter, I'm crying. I heard this thing and I'm gonna cry"? There's genuine ones where you're like, hey, this sheikh who's doing the adhan, and he's something. But you don't see it becoming a habit with certain individuals. Okay? And I think some people have to take a step back and say, why would a Muslim who's trying to strengthen his iman, his patience, his mannerisms, to imitate those who came before us, why would they want money and to create a reputation off of being a hyper emotional person who cries on camera and has over 10, 15, 20 videos, a consistent pattern of getting emotional with Islamic videos? And is it healthy, if you think about it psychologically, for you to be wanting to cry all the time on camera for attention? Right? There's a story we have of, little boy who cried wolf. It's not exactly the same, but it's the lesson of that story is don't cry when it's not necessary. And when you are sad or you get emotional with something, have a little bit of, toning it down. Don't get crazy, right? But don't mix money into that. So I really want you to think about not giving your attention to these channels, because it's really sad seeing great sheikhs that have like only 4,000 subscribers, not too many views, and they're dropping hard knowledge. Like Sheikh Murtaza Khan from the UK, he's dropping knowledge. He gets not as many views as these fake emotional reaction videos. Okay? And when I want to say this, when I first started reading the Quran, people kept saying do reaction videos. And I was like, what the heck is this, man? I'm reading the Quran. Technically reacting to it, but I'm giving analysis, my authentic thoughts, not hyper emotional. At that time, I didn't know how to make thumbnails, so the thumbnails, whatever the algorithm thing in the YouTube studio did, I wasn't tech savvy, right? I was just doing the videos on my computer and uploading them to YouTube. And so it was just like way different. But I started like, why are people doing this? And then I started seeing other people doing that, and I was like, wow, that's not genuine. And then people thought I was doing the same, and then they slowly realized I wasn't, right? But I now see why some people get suspicious. Because when you have created a commodified genre around getting attention from Muslims by being emotional during a Quran recitation, you've incentivized behavior that can easily be manipulated, corruptible, and distorted. And I just think it's something you need to be aware of. And every time I see some of these channels, and then those same people get invited on Islamic channels, it's just like, what is going on? And I saw one video of this chick. She's not Muslim. She's not covered or anything. She reacts to like Brother Gabriel's videos, and I think it's almost like not fair use, because she's just sitting there like makes a couple like weird faces, and she has a lot of makeup on, and it's just like you're learning absolutely nothing from her commentary, and she's just watching like Mufti Mank, just doing everybody's like videos, and then Muslims are staring at her, and she's got like over 70,000 followers, and I'm thinking to myself, she's not even Muslim. She's just reacting to Muslim content, adds nothing to change it or add to any substance, and men are staring at her. It's very, like, you're learning nothing. And she's just taking everyone else's material, and then her, like, main profile pic is, like, her in blue pants and, like, her fitness videos. And you're like, that's a hustle. That's a hustle. And then there's lots of Christians, man. Fake Christians getting views from Muslims. But you don't see Muslims necessarily doing emotional reactions to Christian content, right? I mean, I study Christian stuff from an educational perspective, from a theological perspective, and it's very dry. It's very dry. I'm not crying. But why do Christians, these fake Christians, because I think a real Christian would totally call these people out. Be like, you're a scammer. You are milking another faith for their money, and you're being immoral, and Jehovah will be ashamed of you, right? That's what I think. Because if you're not being educational and you're being hyperbolic emotional, and you're monetizing videos, your intentions are not pure, right? And Muslims love watching fake Christians who probably never read the Bible, don't go to Sunday church, don't go to Sunday school, probably don't tithe, don't volunteer, don't do Bible study, probably can't name 7 prophets, don't know the difference between the Old and the New Testament, and they are sitting there, you know, reacting to Muslim content, and Muslims are just eating it up like a big bowl of ice cream. And it's so fake. And I guess it's just me being a bit of a cynic, a bit of a skeptic. But I remember just being around so many fake people, man. And California has a lot of wannabe actors. And when you meet these theater majors, it changes the way you perceive the world. Because me, I'm like, what you see is what you get. And a lot of you have seen my temper. You've seen a lot of my moods. Me laugh, right? You kind of see I'm authentic, right? I'm just me. And that bothers a lot of people, but you know who I am at the day. You don't see me being like, hey guys, like the video, subscribe. Like, you don't see this fake, contrived persona. You pretty much know it is what it is. Person you see on camera, it's gonna be the person you see at the masjid, right? So these Christians who are making Muslim recitation, Christian reacts, open-minded Christian. I'm gonna one day convert to Islam, any day now. Oh, I react to this. You're like, man, not only are they doing blasphemy to their own religion, because they're not doing something educational or noble or anything for clarification, they're solely doing it for money, and then they're getting money from people who clash with their beliefs, right? So, no matter which way you square it, it's just fishy, fam. And I know you're going to say, you don't know the unseen. I feel like that's different, right? Because I've said that, like, people will be like, you, this is blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I do it because I like learning, like studying. You know, it's my passion. Hopefully, I will be studying till the day I die. It's something much different than staring at a screen and being like, oh, like some weird thing, right? You guys gotta just kind of think, okay? I don't know, man. It's just starting to freak me out a bit. And to put it succinctly, I remember this video I watched of a nurse who cried, like hardcore crying, and she was saying that this company did something to her and whatnot, and then it was later found out that she was lying. She was just some stripper, and she wasn't anything at all. And the way she cried in that video, I literally, after watching that, was like, dude, people can cry on cue. People can get emotional. And feminine men, they cry more often than women. And if you're watching a kind of feminized man with overplucked eyebrows, who has the lisp, he has a little bit of a lisp, he talks like this, and he doesn't really have a beard, you know, doesn't look like he works out, kind of noodle arms, very into fashion. You gotta be skeptical, man. You gotta be skeptical, because these people, man, they'll get money. People don't got jobs right now. The economy is crushed, okay? And YouTube monetizes videos like that way more easier than controversial videos where you actually learn something, right? So just reflect, right? Because if you make it a hobby where people can say, you know, Hindu reacts, Jew reacts, you know, this is something bad. And to see Muslims host these people to copy their style in thumbnails and such, you're like, I don't really trust this person's integrity anymore. Integrity, manners, and the style you do your videos, is it about truth or is it about views? Because if you do things for analytics, to get cash money, to get ad revenue, to get, you know, all that stuff, I feel like you've lost the plot. You gotta be genuine. You know, there'll be prophets on the day of accounting who didn't have anybody who followed them. Right? There'll be all, people had 2, some had 5, you name it. It's going to be all different kinds, and those are prophets. So if you're only doing it for likes, subs, clicks, people to join the membership on your channel. You got to think about it. And the more I've heard these conversations of, how monetizing certain ads on the videos, like YouTube puts ads on my videos against my will. But if you have a monetized channel and you have a AdSense account, I think they call it, and you have like different commercials with uncovered women and yoga pants, I've heard from sheikhs that that's actually haram income because you're marketing kafir culture and things that go against the Sharia. So I've heard several views on it. A lot of people have talked about it, right? So add that all up. Somebody who is a career crier has become addicted to having the habit of being emotional for money, who wants people to watch them have an emotional moment. Instead of having a private moment, they want to display it, upload it, edit it, and create a thumbnail for it. That's a lot of steps that kind of show intention. Okay? And like I said, there's a lot of actors out there, and if you make it easy for them, they will come. Okay? You gotta be so careful these days. That's one thing where I said one time, I am not a self-masturbating Muslim. And what I meant by that is something that I learned growing up around Christians who, they had the perfect smile, the perfect suit, but they were slime balls. Or they were so self-righteous. And I noticed becoming a Muslim, there's some of those types in the Muslim community. And so what I meant is that I don't use my religion as a means of a persona marketing angle. It's just my consciousness, who I am, here's what I'm into. Are you into that? And that's why my channel is so diverse. You got bugs, you got birds, you have history, biographies, hadiths, you got apologetics, you have the Book of Mormon, the Popol Vuh. You have so many different things to show like what I'm interested in and what you're interested in. And coming together in this big, interesting mesh of knowledge, right? Because that's who I am and that's what I do. And that's the kind of people I like to exchange knowledge with. But people who use their faith as a sort of pedestal of boastful pride and prestige, this is what I meant by that comment. People didn't really understand what I meant, and that's probably a cultural barrier, language barrier, slang barrier. But there's some people who are like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like they're sniffing their own farts, we would say. High on their own supply. We have different phrases for this. But that's what I meant by that. I'm always skeptical of people who, I don't know, they never kind of just be real sometimes. Like Green Lane Masjid, they have excellent speakers who, they have a very unique way of seeing like that's really who they are. With Shamsi, I see him, I think that's who he really is. It's not a cultivated persona, right? Being haram police or pious police or I'm so better than thou. They kind of talk in a way where they may make mistakes, but you see it's really them. That's how I am. Is that you see who I am. I may make mistakes. We all grow, we all learn, but you're not gonna see me like have a fake persona, right? I've always been authentic since the beginning. So beware of incentivizing non-Muslims and Muslims to create consistent videos of emotional content, because they're going to get better and better at honing their skill to cry on camera. Think about how many actors exist in the world, how many improv classes, right? How people cry on camera, right? That is a skill that is attained, sadly, right? So beware of that when it comes to YouTube and other platforms. This comes from love, because it's starting to make me feel quite sad for the noble sheikhs who deserve more attention. There's the Islamic Institute lady who I've shared her videos where she does tafsir. She does such great work. I put her channel on for my daughter when she is coloring and putting puzzles together, And she's such a great lady. She gets like 34 views a video, you know? Breaks my heart. Like, she's so awesome. So, I'm just sticking up for the dean. What do you think? I don't want to be too harsh, but it's my thoughts. What do you think, fam?